A friend of Dad's.
That's our funny part.
He's a short little guy.
Diehl, that kind of.
Oh yeah, they're all kind of related.
And he was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I never really knew him, but I wanted to know him. But I was a little bit too young to have conversations. I was too young to have conversations with him, so he would come out to the farm and he had this 1955 Plymouth. It was brown. It looked like his, fairly new at the time. Of course, that was about 1964. So, let's see, I'd have been about 4 or 5 years old. And he'd come down the lane and he'd be going about 20 miles an hour. You know, his top speed maxed out about 25 miles an hour. And he had one arm out the window. Always the window was rolled down, one arm out the window. And he'd be looking out and seeing what's going on.
Kind of a sunshine arm.
A fast runner could probably keep up with him for a short period of time. Anyway, so he'd come out there and there'd just be a whole nest of us little kids, up in the cherry tree or running in the yard, So we'd spot him coming because you could see him about a half mile away. And about the time he'd get down to the lane where he turned into the driveway, we'd be out in front just waiting for him. Of course, he'd be just petrified he's going to run over one of us, So he'd go a little ways and we'd run along the side with him, shouting out, his name. Ollie Diehl, how do you feel? Ollie Diehl, how do you feel? and about then we'd get too close, and so he'd slam on the brakes and he'd be using explicative words for us to move out of the way. And then we did, and then he proceeded to go the rest of the way down the lane, and we chased after him again, saying, Ollie Diehl, how do you feel? So about the time he'd get to the house, go around the corner, of course, then the game was off because the car had stopped, and we'd go on and play. But later on, then Dad, he came up and approached me and said, Vince, he said, don't be calling Ollie Diehl and then saying, Ollie Diehl, how do you feel? He's heard that before. I said, but Dad, we just want to know how he feels. And that was the end of that.
Don't ask him how he feels. I thought he said, don't ask him how he feels fine.
Well,